Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're fitting the reverse camera. This van comes with sensors all round as standard. There is a blind spot at the back. I'll let Mark tell you all about that when he goes through the functionality of the reversing camera we've chosen. But first of all, we've got to install the cables. I'm going to show you how we're doing the bit in the cab, and then Mark will take over and show you the bit in the back of the van and how he's going to put the camera in at the back. I think it's quite simple, this one, especially in our van, obviously the Ford Transit Custom. So I will just flip the camera around and then I'll show you where we're going to put the cable. I've already started it, and I'll show you also what comes in the box. Not into too much detail, as I say. Mark will go into more detail with the when he shows you the screen and the functionality. Okay, so I've just fished the cable across from that corner of the van. I've just taken off the light in the cab, and if you can see, I've put this cable across to here now. So what we've also had to do is, in this particular van, we've got the long wheelbase. This cable wasn't long enough, possibly due to it being for cars more than vans, but what we did was we bought an extension cable, and I've just connected that up there, and what I've just this second done is I've fished that cable across to this corner here, and it's just hanging out, as you can see there. So all we've got to do now is tuck that in down the side of the windscreen. Hard to do with one hand, so we'll do it properly in a bit, and then that's just going to come out. And in this van, as you can see down there, we've got some plugs there, sockets, sorry, where the USB and the cigarette lighter, as they used to call them, is. This particular one will go into here, and we've got a double, if you can see, because our dash cam's also plugged into that one. Got two cables that need plugging in, and I'm just going to show you now inside the box. So looking in the box, obviously I've already done this. You get the actual reverse camera screen itself, you get this one, and I'll show you this one. So we've chosen to use this on the top of the dash. It's in the best place for the driver. The reason for that is we could have put it up here, however in this van we've got this big plastic mould in here. It's really in the way if you wanted your reverse camera there. Obviously that's an ideal place if you want to use it as a rear view mirror. You could put it on here somewhere, I'm sure, with this bracket. That wasn't where we chose to put it. We chose to put it here, and the reason why that is because we're going to be using ours as a sat nav as well. As I say, Mark will go through the functions, but so that's where we've decided to locate ours. So all you need to do from there is it just slides on, and you plug the two cables in the back. Now it's best to plug those cables into the back of it before you put it on, because it's really awkward when it comes to this position. So I'm going to do that and then get back to you. And so it fits like that, and I'll just show you from my eye line as the driver, that's where you would see it. Much better position for us, especially using it with sat nav as well. Over to Mark now to show you installing the rest of it, the rest of the cable and the reverse camera itself.
So the reversing camera cable goes through the headliner, and that's it there. So it comes all the way around here. Not really secured at the minute. We'll do that when we do the ceiling, and then it goes over to the back of the van. Okay, once we get it to the ceiling there, just see it there, goes down this column, goes down to just where that insulation's sticking out there. Then the cable comes through that piece of corrugated tubing through there and into the side of the door. Then it comes down inside the door, and that's the cable there, guys, just there. So there's already a cable that's through, so all I've done is just pushed it through with that one. What makes it a little bit easier, this bit of trim here actually comes off. It's secured with a couple of bolts there. If you take that off, that'll give you access to where that that grommet is, and then you just drop your cable through here. I've just drilled a small hole just in this. See if I can get a picture of that. You can just see it, so it's quite discreet then. And there's the camera there. And also it's just fitted on the plastic trim using the 3M tape supplied. There is screws, but the 3M tape is really secure, and if it was to fail, it's only just going to hang off the cable anyway, but it's still nice and secure. There is some adjustment. There's a couple of screws there, so you can alter the height of the camera. So presumably if you was to fit the camera up the top, you'd be able to fit do the same thing. It's a bit more tricky fitting it up there, and it's nice and hidden in the middle there. Obviously you'd want them fitted as close to the middle as you want. You could, but that's about as far over we could get it on ours. Okay guys, let's just have a quick look at the functionality of our reversing camera. So as you can see, I've got it loaded up with Apple Carplay. So it is connected to Bluetooth into our Ford touchscreen. So there's 3 ways you can get the sound out of this device. One is through the inbuilt speaker, the other's through a 5.5mm jack plug, if your stereo's got one of those, and also by tuning your radio station into, I think it's 106. Okay, so this is just your Apple CarPlay menu here. So if you use CarPlay or Android Auto, they're pretty much the same. So you can go on, so you can see that we've got our Apple Maps loaded up there. We've also got obviously our Google Maps as well. He's on it as well. So we've got all the functionality that you would have normally wirelessly. So that's great. Also, the slim nature of the camera, the display, makes it ideal for that position, because obviously if you look up at the top of our cab, we've got quite a large sensors are built into there. So yeah, so we've got our Spotify and all our normal settings, so we won't go into that too much, because if you've used Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it's pretty much the same. The bit that I want to show you is over here, where you've got the actual settings for the camera. Okay, so the bit that I was going to show you is the menu for the actual device, and it's this little white dot here that's just at the side. So if you click onto this one, you've got home, FM, you've got the settings for the lightness and the dark. Also we've got this, which is our rear view camera. So that's just working in rear view camera mode. So there's a reversing mode and a rear view camera mode. So this is rear view camera. So whenever you need to, if you just want to look out behind what's behind your vehicle, you can just look in your rear view mirror. So there's a couple of things that you can help to set this up, and let's just go into the settings. So what we do, we've got our image mirror. So if you imagine that sometimes on some of these devices, the camera is the actually opposite. So what you're seeing behind it is kind of mirrored. So we go straight into the image mirror, and that flips it from one way to the other. So we'll just leave that on. So we've got our reverse settings. So you can alter, you can put on the the guides over here, so you can alter those. Didn't really use that for that really, do we? But we've also got a split screen mode. Okay, so when split screen's enabled, we've got our Apple Maps, and also we've got our rear view camera. And that's really important for when you're travelling along the motorway, because although you've got parking sensors that will help when parking, you can't see a vehicle, especially a motorbike, is really up close behind you and the motorway. So that will tell you what's exactly behind you at all times, really. You can also enable your Spotify or your other apps, and it'll keep this rear view up there, and obviously all the spoken commands will come through your normal speakers as well, because we've got it tuned into the FM station. Hey guys, I'm just going to show you quickly to set up the grid lines on the reversing camera. So if we go into settings here, into reverse setting, we can see our grid lines here, and it's just a matter of playing around with the settings, so you can actually drag these to get them to where you want. So I'm just going to put them there. So it's a case of it's a bit trial and error, to be honest, but at least you have got that facility to be able to alter them. And obviously, depending on where you set your camera up, that's going to change the angle that you set these up to. We've also got the actual sensors, so obviously we'd be going by the sensors for, you know, getting close to things and reversing up to things, but that's just an extra added visual thing on there. So we'll just press confirm on that. So now when we go back into our reverse, the actual settings are there, are maintained.
And as you can see over here, this is the sensors showing us, so we've got the best of both.
So I'm just going to reverse up to the garage now, and obviously it could be a wall, it could be lots of different things, and just show you can hear the reverse sensors, and you can see that on the screen. So as it goes, so if you notice, for this kind of thing, the actual guides ain't really helping, are they? Because we can get so close. So I know that's about a foot. Once they get the red lines over here, that's about a foot. So really these are just for indication only, because obviously they disappear as you get closer to the object that you're reversing up to. Obviously with a van, we like to reverse up to walls because that makes the back doors inaccessible, you can't open them. So just adds to a little bit of security if you can. Can't always, but every little helps, doesn't it?